Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Train Sim World live stream. For today's stream, I'll be taking a look at another third-party route. We took quite an interesting insight into the S-Bahn Zentralschweiz, which was made by Rivet Games in the previous stream. So if you want to go and check that out, then just look for the latest live stream other than this one that is currently broadcasting. So for today's stream, I'll be taking a look at one from Skyhook Games. This is Horseshoe Curve, a very iconic freight route in America, the US of A. And not only do we get to experience Horseshoe Curve in Train Sim World, but also the brand of Norfolk Southern is here to join us as well. So let's get into it and have some fun. You got the ES44 AC in Horseshoe in Norfolk Southern livery. You get a GP38-2 in Norfolk Southern livery. Why Peninsula Corridor? I don't know why. Eastbound train as far as Altoona. So what I think we will do is we will do a run from Juniata to Altoona in a 38-2, and then I think we'll do the branch line in the ES44. Let's have it dynamic weather for a change. Set it to like May time, April, that'll do. Leave it clear. Let's get going. I'll say my hellos to Will J Railfan. Hey, nice to see you. And the South Main Railfan. Hope you both well. Welcome. Alright, operating eastbound train, manifest train that is, as far as Altoona. Let's fire up the auxiliary systems. Ditch light control on. Front headlights to bright, reverser into the forward position, gauge lights on as well as the step lights. Set the cutout valve to freight, lead of dead. Do we have a train at the back? We do. We have a couple of locomotives, so we have to put on the banking com, number lights front and rear, platform lights as well. Should be an alerter system or somewhere. Yes, warning devices. I do like this cab. It's probably one of the best GP38 cab interiors I've seen in a while. I think it's just the colour of this control stand here. Really showcases a bit of character to it, you know. It's got its own character. There's the ES44 waiting to go somewhere, presumably on the branch line. Yeah, the horn isn't great. Neither is the bell, but what do you expect? Let's increase the power to maximum. So the first location we go via is South Fork, which is all the way there. That down there is the branch line. Twists and turns all the way down south. Or east. Got my bearings all wrong regarding that. Whether it's east or south, I don't have a clue. As far as rolling stock, it's pretty much the exact same freight cars as you would normally experience, but just some of it with Norfolk Southern branding on it. That's the only major difference. There's the other two. We will have a speed limit of 35 coming up shortly. I don't think we will reach that speed. We'll have to wait and see. I am at maximum throttle though. But we'll see. We will see. Hey Banana Craft, hope you're well. Yeah, the train is a reasonable length. It's not the longest. What's the train length? So we've got... How many units at the front have we got here? Is it 3 of them? Yeah, 3. 5, yeah, it's 30 cars altogether, freight cars, so it's nowhere near the longest, but it's long enough, I suppose. I think the big boy, VS44C 4th April, much longer trains, as you can see. I think 50 cars, maybe, I'd a guess. I would say 100, but I don't think that is the case. Maybe 50, 75. Roughly that. But yeah, as far as scenery goes, it isn't too bad. There are some parts of it which look a bit ugh. But overall, I think, scenery-wise, you're not going to be disappointed. It's not Rivet Games, a Rosa line kind of levels. It's just such a shame that the North American locomotives, in particular on the freight side of things, they don't get that much attention as regards to sounds, you know, horns or traction motor sounds, the engines, all this kind of stuff. You know, it's just nowhere near as authentic, and the sounds they do use are a little bit crappy. Now, of course, the Delta did have that excuse of saying, oh, a few years ago, they can't travel over to the States because of the pandemic, but that is no longer a excuse. So I'd like to see Dovetail go out to the States and do a recording trip of maybe a GP38-2 or a ES44 locomotive. And then once they get that sound pack, they can implement them on, you know, not just the Horseshoe Curve variant of GP38-2s, but the Sandpatch grade, the Union Pacific, ES44, C4 for BNSF, as well as Norfolk Southern. So that would be nice to see, or maybe have, you know, now Dovetail is under different ownership, maybe they could pump a bit of money into the business and maybe get like a North American team on board, I suppose. You know, we have specialists that focuses on some German content. Obviously, Dovetail is from the UK, so they can travel around, you know, go to a few places and arrange recording trips, or, you know, get a full experience of a particular route that they want to bring to the game. I just wish they would do that for the USA, because I always seem that, to me, deep down, I think the US content is a little bit like left to the side, almost like a side dish, and it really shouldn't be the case. You know, the USA has a wonderful railroading history, not just freight but passenger as well. Fantastic variation of different landscapes that vary from state to state, and they all have very unique operational characteristics, and it just would be nice to maybe have like a North American like specialists or a team of them that focus on delivering the North American content. That, you never know, some if Dovetail was to hire some people that know what it's like, you know, to drive some of these locomotives, or, you know, what it sounds like, the feeling of it, you know. I just think that would be, it would elevate the US content to a much better level. But hey, that's just me. That's just my view. 3 miles to go until South Fork. Crossing the bridge. Something tells me that the rear 2 units aren't fully operational. They sound like very well at idle there, going across the bridge, which is a bit of a worry, particularly if we reach steeper gradients. Suddenly the mist has descended and the light has got very bright in this cab. There's something about Train Sim World 3's dynamic weather which just is not quite right. I think the transition from different weather conditions is very sudden, and it does not look good. It really doesn't. I don't think that is as much of a case on the newer Train Sim World routes, but on the old Train Sim World routes, like from TSW 1 or 2, yeah, it definitely can do with improvement. Which is sad, because if this announcement tomorrow is going to be Train Sim World like 4 or whatever it is, that just, for me, that's just adding problems to already is a mountain of stuff that Dovetail need to fix and upgrade and update. I mean, heck, I think 2 routes from Train Sim World 2 have the new Skytech and cloud technology. Just 2. Yeah, that isn't good enough. They really need to get their finger out Dovetail, and not just well, the preservation crew in particular. They really need to get their act into gear. That they have a mountain of stuff that needs updating, not just from a visual perspective, but from bug fixes, other enhancements to routes, like maybe having an improved timetable on some of the older routes, like steam layer for the Somerset Railway, Long Island Railroad. I could go on and on. I could monologue all night about what needs improving, tutorials, scenarios, a bucket load of timetables as well. So, and not just that, but scenario planner, the user interface on the main menu. As great as it looks, the more you dive deeper into the menus, the more broken things you will find. Livery designer as well, and scenario planner, I think needs a major overhaul, even though I don't use it. For those people that are quite passionate on those particular game modes, that spend lots of time making scenarios and liveries, yeah, that needs a 360 degree overhaul. Personally, I think it's fallen way too far behind, and Train Sim World is in a very competitive business now. It's got SimRail that's out and about now, a Derail Valley simulator, which recently has been rebirthed or given a new lease of life by its game company, and to be now unofficially as probably the best train simulator you could buy. So yeah, Dovetail really needs to step up their game if they are to make a Train Sim World 4. Hopefully it's a big update to Train Sim World 3. If it is, I'd welcome that. I'd welcome a massive update to Train Sim World 3, because I think this game needs it. It really needs it. Unless the new French company that owns Dovetail Games, was it Respawn Entertainment? Unless they're literally like said to Dovetail, yeah, this isn't good enough, we need to strip it down, gut it, start all over again, then who knows, we'll see. Anyway, we're coming up to South Fork. We just passed another train by the sound of it on the left hand side. We're going way too fast. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway. Yeah, that's right, Banana Craft. A lot of different variation of landscape. Some spectacular ones at that. We'll see if it's a complete rebuild. I have a funny feeling it might be, because Dovetail can't keep this game on its current game engine forever. It just can't. Dovetail needs to move forward with the times. I think the Unreal Engine 5 came out, was it a year ago? Hey Liam, nice to see you, hope you're well. Well, we will see, won't we? We will see if it's a new... Well, it will either be a new entrant to the series, or it will be push of the reset button, or massive update. It's going to be one of those three, isn't it? Unless they're going to make like a Train Sim World mobile game or something, then... we will see. We will see. Liam is watching the football. Oh, right. There isn't too many railroad crossings on this route. There's a couple, I think, before Altoona. Right, our next location we go via is Gallatin, or Galitzin, however you say that. I think that coal gondola there, that low one, I think that is new to this route. I have not seen it on any other routes. Cajon Pass, maybe. But definitely not on Sherman Hill or Peninsula Corridor or Sandpatch Grade. So that might be brand spanking new. And it's not on Cane Creek either. Yeah, those units are definitely an idle, aren't they? That isn't good. I did turn it on, didn't I? The banking. Yeah, the banking comm is on. Well, that's not good. Those locomotives aren't working. Probably a bug. So Gallatin, or however you say it, is roughly here. Single track section. Oh, sugar. Whoopsie daisy, I wasn't concentrating. Never mind, I'll rectify that shortly. There we go. I'll sort it out. And just like that, the mist has disappeared. Come on. Yeah, bugger. Never mind. We'll be waiting here a while, I think. Oh well. My bad, I was looking at the map. Never mind. We can have a look at the scenery. Yeah, distance scenery is a mixed bag. Some of it is good and, well, is okay. Some of it really isn't. It's just some of the textures look very ugh. Look at that. Ugh. Well, I like the US flags though. That's nice. But close to the track, yeah, I can't complain. Amount of foliage and trees and shrubs. No complaints from me there. And the ballast, it's okay. I've seen worse, for sure. It kind of blends in a bit more, depending on the time of day and the weather. Any second now we should be able to get moving again. There we go. There's another train. Oil train coming by. Going down the grade. Yeah, very small coal gondolas there. I haven't seen them on any other route. Is it that one? No, it's this one here. It's almost like a scrap car, isn't it? I've not seen that before. Unless it's a UK wagon. That'd be very embarrassing if it was. I think I'll turn the alerter off when I get back in the cab. Might as well uncouple those two rear locomotives as they're not doing anything. Just being towed along for the ride. Probably Banana Croft. I didn't think of that, to be honest. Yeah, it is a shame about England losing to Spain. I watched it and it was a very hard watch. It always is when watching England play. It's always a difficult watch, unless it's like a friendly game or qualifying match. A bit more laid back for them. Right, anyway, I was going to turn off the polling devices. There we go. What's going on there? Oh. Looked like a light was trying to come on in the cab. The cab light is off, isn't it? It is. Not like I could turn it on anyway. So this is Juniata. Sorry, I said Altoona earlier. So this is Juniata. Massive yard. There's the roundhouse there, albeit it isn't made very well in the game, sad to say. Yeah, you've got a bit of rolling stock and locomotives sitting around. You can do some switching services and do a local as well, which I don't think goes very far. I think it like goes out of the yard and like off on this branch line. That's about it. There is one cool bit. You do have a museum, Norfolk Southern like Heritage Museum, which I think is part of the exhibition, or the company that do like, I wouldn't say an expedition, but like where you can actually go and visit the curve itself, Horseshoe Curve. Okay, so Gallatin is 13 miles away, so it's quite a long route. I think it's like 45 miles from one side to the other, and added the branch line as well. I think it takes it up to I would like to say maybe between 56 to maybe 66. I don't know. That's a bit of a guess, but it's by no means a short route. That's for sure. Urban Undercraft, I got a funny story. I found out about one of the trains from the YouTuber who worked on them with a toilet in the front. Okay, right. That I have never seen before, or never heard of before, until today. So that's a new experience for that driver, or the YouTuber, whoever it was. I just watched a fascinating video from what is his name? Jeff Marshall. Just did a freight train, overnight freight train in a 66 of all trains. Absolutely fascinating. I encourage you to go and watch it. Really a wonderful insight into how freight works in this country, especially in the inky blackness of night. Because most things on YouTube, but just in general, with rail travel in this country, you mainly see, and what mainly gets showcased is the passenger elements, rail tours or express, local, commuter, subway kind of, transit systems, trams, all that stuff. But you don't really see the freight side of it on the railways. So it was wonderful to see how freight works in this country, especially in such an in-depth level. And from, of all people, Jeff Marshall, I rate him highly. He's one of my favourite people to watch. So yeah, I definitely recommend you go and check it out. Fascinating insight, I must say. Just over 10 miles to go until Gallatin, or Gallatin, however you say it, I don't know. Samuel Smith, hey, nice to see you, hope you're well. A new subscriber is among us. Oh, thank you, appreciate that, hope you're well, welcome. Just doing a couple of freight journeys tonight on Horseshoe Curve, doing a manifest run from Altoona to Juniata and the GP38-2, and then I've got plenty of time tonight. I don't have to wait till midnight. I have to wait till midnight because my mum doesn't get in till that time. So I'll do a branch line run as well in the ES 44C4. I think it's like a coal run, if I remember correctly. There's a coal plant or a loading plant down here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you load up the train with coal. I think you then have to run around them. I don't know. Yeah, you a couple of sidings here, so you load the train up with coal, reverse back down, then uncouple through them from the coal wagons, go back to the loader, run around the train and uncouple it to the other end. That's how it works. I know that because I have done it in my timetable series, albeit it was a very long time ago and I haven't had any practice today. Literally have not had time to practice. I've hardly been on the game today, to be honest with you. So that'll be interesting. But on the craft, well, a train was in for repairs and the toilet tank was dumped, but nothing came out, so it went up for big repairs to fix it. They ended up cutting the four out in the front to find out there was a feet deep in human waste. Oh, lovely. Even though the train had never had any problems before, all flagged up. As it was a train that never left the yard, and it was also in radio control. Very odd, how bizarre. That's an interesting bit of trackage there. I wonder if any services go down there. I see some sidings or something. I'd quite like to have a look at that. Sure, the train will be fine on its own. A little neat little branch line here. No crossing gates in sight. Okay. Wonder where this goes. Little rock formations there, that's nice. Oh, hello, what have we got here? A quarry of some sort. Silo there, for whatever reason. Okay, it's a coal loader, isn't it? Yeah, or some sort of granite or something, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I wonder if a train does go up there. It's a massive quarry by the looks of it. Huge. I'm lost now. I don't know where I am. Where do we go? Straight? Do we go right? Yeah. Carry on this way. Oh, I've never seen that before. Oh. Once again, I have not streamed on Horseshoe Curve before, so this is almost like a first look, if you like. Even though I've had the route for absolutely ages. And then we are back on the main line. Wow, fascinating. I'll have to have a look at the timetable, see if there is anything to do with that quarry or whatever it is. Is it displayed on the map? Don't think it is it? There's a location, albeit I can't read it. It's before Lily. I'll make a note. I'll make a note of that in my head. Damn, the horn does not sound good, especially compared to the more recent passenger stock from Northeast Corridor. Losing speed very quickly. 33, it's not good. These helper units are not doing anything. I might have to stop the train if, well no, maybe we shouldn't, in case we can't get moving again. I was going to say I could get in the cab and fire them up or do something. Useless trailing units. Absolutely useless. Do nothing but add weight to the train. Samuel Smith, are the brakes good on this train? I know that other American freight trains have turbo brakes when pulling super heavy freight. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't used the brakes yet on this train. I imagine they should be pretty good. Should be pretty sharp, the brakes. Passing a big wide fence there on both sides. Samuel Smith, how do you make the camera go faster as slow as that possible? You hold down the left stick. Hold it down as you go in whatever direction you wish to go. It's the same on PS5 as well as PS4. That depends if what controller configuration you're in. If you're in the classic configuration, you're able to use it because it's all you have an option. You can use you can use the free camera. I think if you use the immersion controller, I think you have to select a certain type of camera view, a certain type of external camera, so the front camera, the rear boom, front boom, or the free camera. I think it defaults to front camera because that's what it uses in the tutorials. Got an intermodal train going by. Wonderful. We really need to pick up some speed. I am in notch 8, aren't I? Yeah. These units are not helping me at all. Not good. I can't remember if there was a problem with the training units in the past. I don't think there was. Banana Craft, Heiss is the person who's on American trains. An interesting watch some of his videos. Oh right, I've never heard of him till today. Sammy Smith, this whole time I could have just done that. I had one job. There's always something new to learn on this game. There's always new things to discover, be it good or bad, broken or unbroken, fixed or not fixed. I mean, you can tell something's broken because the training units aren't operational even though they've got the banking comm turned on. So that isn't good. But we're holding a steady speed in the high 20s. Very interesting, that. That must be something to do with the signalling, I imagine. What is wrong with this lighting in this cab all of a sudden? It's not a happy bunny. Comms test. No, you can't do anything with that. Turn it on and off and on. Maybe that will get the rear locomotives come to life. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just check the rear units, see what's going on. Yeah, they're not doing anything, are they? No, they're not. Oh dearie, dearie me. I'm not expecting anyone to be in the cab, but I'm expecting to hear the engine at full chat, and it's simply not doing that. Valve is set to cut in. Maybe I should leave it, otherwise it's going to mess the whole train up. Crossing our first one of the day. Yeah, we're going uphill as well. Steep uphill gradient. Smash every button till it moves. Here comes the useless trailing units. I mean, I think if you were to ask me what my favourite locomotive is on this route, it's got to be the GP38-2. I mean, yeah, there's some lighting issues, and yeah, the banking column is broken. But I don't know, I just like to look at the interior a lot. I mean, it is different. There are some differences. You got this thing here. The in-cab signalling works, I think, from what I can tell. I don't know, just the general makeup of it. It's familiar, but it's different as well, which I like. I mean, I do like the GP38-2. I prefer it than the SD40-2, which gets used over and over again. I think I've lost count how many times Dovetail's used the SD40-2 and its crappy sound. I think it's been in most of the heavy American freight routes, isn't it? Even Clinchfield had an SD40, if I'm not mistaken. Not the Dash 2, but still an SD40. I think there's only, 3 variants of GP38-2, and that's on Sandpatch Grade, Peninsula Corridor, and this route, Horseshoe Curve. So, a long old gap between the Peninsula Corridor variant and this. I think nearly 2 years or something like that. 2 years, maybe even longer, 3 years even. So it is nice to see the GP38 and different guys. That is Norfolk Southern, and Norfolk Southern is an iconic brand. So it's another good freight brand to have in the series. BNSF, Union Pacific, Horseshoe Curve, CSX, even though we haven't seen any CSX content for years now, really. Got a yellow signal coming up, as well as a new speed limit at 45, even though we're not even going to get anywhere near 45. Are the three at the front all working together? It should be, yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, all three are working. Yeah, all three are working. It's just the rear ones aren't working. Otherwise the fans would be moving, you see. Oh, it's getting even steeper. That's not good. This is the curve. Horseshoe Curve is here. The star of this route is that one long curve. We're not even near it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're clearly not powerful enough. Banana Craft, they're not doing very well. Right, I'll have a cup of tea, I think. Oh, lovely. Right, I'll save the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you did enjoy this stream, be it live or on playback, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be on Sunday the 27th of August 2023. And we're going to be taking a look at one of the new German routes for Train Sim World, and that is the historic Link Rheinstrecke Mainz to Koblenz. So a historic German theme for the next couple of streams. I'm very much looking forward to having a drive on Link Rheinstrecke and Niedertalbahn. Couple of ES44s sitting here, ready for their next set of duties. Very nice indeed. Well, hopefully the train won't get slower and slower. It's holding steady in the mid-20s. As long as we keep going, that's all that matters. If it gets to like 10-15 miles per hour, we're in trouble, because then the engine will start producing too much torque, and then the train can't handle that torque, and then it will start to come to a standstill, and then we will be then at a standstill, endlessly playing around with the throttle and brakes just to get moving again. I hope that doesn't happen. Right, we're coming up to the Govai location of Galitzen, or Galitzen, however you say it. How we've made it, I do not know. We're on a craft, either Liam, and be another email for Liam to say the helper train's not working properly. Yeah, he loves his emails. I bet Dovetail probably don't even read them. They probably get overwhelmed with emails from hundreds, maybe thousands of players a day. Well, not hundreds of thousands, I think that's a bit much. I don't think the Train Sim World community is that big. Thousands, I think, would be better. So, Horseshoe Curve is in the state of Pennsylvania. Of course, we already have a route in Train Sim World that's in the state of Maryland and Pennsylvania, and that is Sandpatch Grade. And the construction of the Horseshoe Curve was built in the mid 1800s, roughly. And in 2004 it became a National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark, which it rightly deserves. Because Horseshoe, if you ever get the chance to go to the Horseshoe Curve in real life, then I bet you're in for an absolute visual treat. That's for sure. I think there are two ways of getting up to the curve itself. I think there's a cable car, or by literally, I think 4,000 or 5,000 steps. I know which one I'd choose. Maybe go up in the cable car and come down on the steps. Or vice versa. I'll definitely would try both. Gotta get your steps in, people. Speed limit is 30 miles per hour now, as we're struggling up the grade here. But we're just tootling along, about to go via Gallatin, or however you say it. Gallatin. Now we briefly have a section of single track. The line actually does split. A little sneaky peek, shall we? Now I don't know whether AI trains use this. They probably will. There's two ways of getting there. One is this way. As you can see, there's a bit of industry here. What it is, I don't know. Nice to see it though. Nice little town. And yeah, as you can see, there's a big old tunnel. Best I get back in the cab. I don't want to go through that long tunnel, thank you very much. And then I presume once you're out in the tunnel, oh look, we're going downhill. Lovely. Oh, this has a long tunnel as well. Okay, so both go into long-ish tunnels, which we'll have to get back in the cab, because I won't be able to go through the tunnel in a free camera. Yeah, both have two tunnels, two long tunnels, and then I presume once we come out the tunnel, we will see two tracks to our left. Yeah, they do banana craft, not just the route itself, but the brands as well. You know, Norfolk Southern had, what was it, Penn Central, and might be completely wrong. I think it was Penn, maybe. I think Penn Central used this, Conrail as well, and obviously Norfolk Southern to this day. We should get on the brakes. I think we're going a bit too fast now. Use the Independence. That doesn't seem to be helping much, does it? Let's use the dynamic brakes. Oh, maybe not. Wow. 8.0 for dynamic brakes. It should be pretty powerful. I mean, we have 3 units, so you should be able to slow it down. He says. Yeah, there's the 2 other tracks there on the left. We're slightly higher up. Okay, I thought the dynamic brakes would be working, but obviously they're not. Oh great. Have to put on the independence, I think. I can't put any more power brakes on. I think I can use the automatic. Oops. I have all 3 brakes on. Crazy. The engineer that's just gone past is probably thinking, what speed is he going at? He's out of control. Oh dear. Once you get under 30 miles per hour, the dynamic brakes are very, very effective. Beyond that, it's a bit of a problem, as you can tell. How do I shut the doors of the classic controls, asks Samuel Smith. Shutting the doors, you hold down the left button on the... is it the left or is it the right? I'm pretty sure it's the left. On the D-pad, hit the left, but hold down the left button, and then it will come out, and you should be able to open the doors. Well, the left doors anyway. On the D-pad, in immersion controller scheme, if you want to open the right doors, hold down or just touch the right D-pad. Left doors, hit the left D-pad. That depends if you're in the immersion controller scheme or the classic. The classic one, you hold down the left button and then it will come up with a range of options. With immersion you just hit it and yeah, you can unlock the doors. We're not slowing down again. Which is a bummer because we're coming up to the curve shortly. I mean, this is the most spectacular part of the route, I think. Yeah, the distance scenery looks a bit meh, but in the distance, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I've seen worse, which is rather sad because yes, distance scenery isn't great. But what can you do? This could be a curve in itself. Look from the front. So it's going to be loud, people, I'm afraid. I could just plop it on the front there, couldn't I? There we go. Yeah, that's a better view. If it's too loud for you, I apologise. Coal train there. Try turning off the throttle. Oh hell no. The throttle is off anyway, it's at idle. It's the dynamic brakes that's on. throttle is already off. Back in the cab. But on a craft, no train companies in America go from one side to the other. Mostly operate in parts of the USA. Yeah, I mean, some brands own variant, different freight lines in different parts of the states. I mean, I'd say around the northeast of USA, and or not just northeast, but east and southeast. You normally see some CSX traffic. Out in the west, you'd see a mixture of Union Pacific and BNSF. And I suppose in the Midwest, you'd see a bit of Norfolk Southern. Not too far from the curb now. Oh, that's a nice little signal box or station. That's nice. Boarded up, no longer in use. MG. Where are we near? I know we're near Horseshoe Curve. Oh, doesn't say where we are. Would have been nice to have said what exactly this station would have been. It's not Horseshoe Curve station, that's for sure. Just under 6,000 feet from Horseshoe Curve, the famed curve itself. The reason why this main piece in this route is here, because of the curve. Sammy Smith, I can't move the free camera around. It does the reverser. Depends what controller configuration you're in, Samuel. I don't know which one you're in, my friend. If you're in immersion, I have no idea, because I never use it, so I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. If it's classic, you press the triangle button. You can toggle between camera view, camera mode, or driving mode. Like with me, for example, I'll show you. I'm in camera mode, or I can go to driver mode and still be outside of the locomotive. But in immersion, I have no idea. I think you have to go into the settings and change it manually. Whereas with the classic controller scheme, you can do it on the fly, which is good. And you can get rid of the cursor on the classic mode, which has always been my preference. Ah, you got it. Oh, well done. Oh, the unit is not a happy bunny, is it? Let's turn the dynamic brakes off for a minute. I think the dynamic brakes was starting to develop a few hiccups then. I could tell in the sound, audio, so hopefully that's not a bug. We're going to need it on again very soon. Yeah, so this is the curve. This is the reason why this route was built. Specifically, the curve. Got a little dam here by the looks of it. Well, it's not a dam, it's a little forest there. I thought it was a dam at first, my apologies. Yeah, you got a little road there. Going into a slight tunnel going under the railway, or the main line. This is the museum. or the exhibition centre. We're going way too fast. Way too fast. Hang on, let's just get this train under control a minute. I'll let it do what it needs to do. So yeah, you got a choice of like a cable car, or it's not really a cable car, is it? I don't even know what kind of thing it is. I've seen what they are. I can't think. What is it? What is it? Oh, I don't know what it's called. I've seen it before. I saw it in a documentary once. I don't know, but sadly that is not simulated in Train Sim World. Or you can use the massive amount of steps to get up to the viewing platform where these peeps are. And this is what they come to see. Got an old GP9 here. Now, wouldn't that be cool to see in Train Sim World? Well, technically here's the shell of it, but there's no details inside this skeleton of a GP9. You've got people here, got the cameras out, ready to take the pictures, reading some information on the GP9 and on the curve itself. So it's quite a cool place to be. Tend to sit down, just watch the trains go by, providing it doesn't rain, of course. Got the gate that's open here, it should be closed for safety purposes. He's happy that he's got his specs on, ready to take his photographs. Using the old cameras, not iPhones or Androids, he's using a good old camera. She's sitting down, having a lovely day. And a poster of the circus. That's coming soon, apparently. Oh, another train there, look at that, what good timing. Oil train by the looks of it. Wow, what a place to visit in real life. Sit there, watch the trains go by all day. As long as you like. Wonderful. The guy's waiting to get on. He doesn't want to walk. He refuses to walk. Alright, Altoona is just under 5.5 miles away. We're nearly there. A cable car, that's it, of course. Is it a cable car? I don't know. I think I've lost my brain's gone walkabout. I don't know. Might be it's a cliff railway or something, isn't it? Not going too fast again. These helper units would. If the helper units worked, we wouldn't be having this problem. Sammy Smith, how do you use the low horn without using the horn lever on classic controls? You can't. On classic controls, there is no other way. You have to use the horn lever, to sound the low horn, I'm afraid. And also when outside, like the camera view, but also in the driver view. Driver mode. No, you can't. You can't use the low horn in the classic mode. The only way you can use it is if you're in the cab. So look, I'll use the low horn. I've got to find the horn, I don't even know where it is. Where is it? If it's had a low horn, I'd have to use it in the cab. If I'm outside of the cab, which I really shouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to use it in the classic controller mode. In immersion, you can use the low horn outside the train, as well as the inside. But not in classic mode, unfortunately. There we are, that's how it goes. Yeah, if you're on PC, of course. Banana Craft, yeah, that's right. Let's see how the football is going on. Maybe not, doesn't want to load. Just over 4 miles to go until Altoona. Speaking of Altoona, I've got to check, see if there's any manual switches. Maybe not, we've got a train on our track at the moment. I hope that gets out of the way soon. Radio independent brakes again. Grade downhill has just got a bit steeper. Oh, now it's decreasing. It was briefly over 2%. Another railroad crossing here. I'll wait for the train to pass. I want to see the crossing gates animate, that is if they work. How long is this route? I don't have a definitive number for you, but I think it's like 45 miles maybe at a push. Maybe including the branch line. I think it's I wanted to see that, didn't I? Silly me. With the branch line, I don't know. I think it's like that's like an extra 10 miles or something. So maybe 55, 60 miles. I don't know. Do the crossing gates go up? Yeah, they do. Good. At least they work. Got a yellow coming up. That's a cause for panic. Yeah, it's reasonable. It's not the longest, it's not by a long shot. I know people want longer routes, but this kind of route length I don't mind. I think between 40 and 60 miles I think I'm pretty happy with. Oh, we do need to brake. Got a red signal. Are we crossing over? No. Okay, no we don't. Release the independent brakes. We are under the next speed limit of 25. Oh, hello. Dynamic brakes is having a bit of a wobble. Let's turn the dynamic brakes off for a second. Dynamic brakes definitely didn't like that. Let's leave it off for a while, I think. We're so close to Altoona. Come on, don't let me down now. Has the other train left? Presumably it has. Yeah, it's just left. Okay. So we should be okay. We should have complete clearance into Altoona. There we go, we got a yellow just in time. So this is this. I was just about to see if that was a museum. We're not at the museum just yet. You've got the station here of Altoona, albeit it's not modelled completely well. Lots of branding and things are missing, signage and all that stuff. Where is it? Is it over here? It's got to be over here somewhere. Unless I've missed it, and shouldn't have missed it. The museum was over here. It is round here, isn't it? Yeah, should be. Have we missed it? Maybe, I don't know. Let me have a look. Let me go back. It is somewhere. I have seen it before. Ah, here it is. We just maybe passed it already. So reduce the brakes. Yeah, so this is the museum. Horseshoe Curves, or Horseshoe Curve, Norfolk Southern, I should say. Very own museum. Sadly, I can't get low. Can't lower the camera, but it looks pretty. It looks okay. Got some rust there. Nice little refrigerator unit or something. An old box car. Norfolk Southern Railroaders Memorials Museum, Altoona, Pennsylvania. Horseshoe Curve, bridging the gap for 150 years. Got the logo there. Refrigerator car there. Yeah, it's a nice touch. Yeah, the textures aren't brilliant, especially here at the turntable. Oh dear, that looks pretty crummy. But what can you expect? Oh, fair enough, Samuel Smith, fair enough. You want Liam? Oh, drat. Never mind. I don't know, Bernardo Crawford. I don't know what museum you're thinking of. To be honest, I've no idea. Oh, it's a different one. All right. So we're just trundling through Altoona. Big yards here. Bit of industry here. You got some grain cars here, some tankers. The Juniata shops are just ahead here. Not this bit. Why am I so far up? Let's go down a bit more. So all the way over here is the famed Juniata Works. Got a couple of locomotives here. More than a couple, 3 of them. Couple of locomotives there. This is the yard locomotive here. Use them for yard work. This is the pretty bad interpretation of the roundhouse for Norfolk Southern. It's in a very sorry state, this part of the route. Look at that. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Very sad. Yeah, Skyhook should have done that area much, much better. Yeah, I think the last time I played it was not long after it came out earlier. Not much has changed to it, to be honest. God, is that how long the stream's been? Only an hour and 20 odd minutes. Wow. I thought it was longer than that. We've done the cover or not yet? Stream, you mean? No, we're far from finished. We've got the branch line to look at yet. Full service. Back to initial reduction. And there we are. That is a run of the main line from Altoona to Juniata. Or Juniata to Altoona, whatever. My brain's gone walkabout tonight. Getting confused? Oh yeah, we've gone around the curve. Yeah. Oh, we've gone around the curb. Didn't you see? It was did a free cam of it. You know, the GP9 and all that stuff. Let's go into journey mode this time. Learning the curb. We don't want that. Pittsburgh installments. Nope. The tangential lines. Inbound of empty train of cars to the Rosebud mine. Load the coal. Operate westbound transfer to Johnstown. Alright. It's Johnstown, isn't it? I keep forgetting that. I do apologise. So we're going from the Rosebud mine on the Rosebud branch to Johnstown. Time to have a pint and celebrate, really. I wouldn't celebrate a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace with a pint. I think that's a bit much. I've got nothing against Crystal Palace. They're a fantastically run club, great history, great tradition, wonderful fan base. I think they've got one of the best fan bases in the Premier League, personally. But I wouldn't celebrate a pint over a win at Crystal Palace. Let's brakes. Let's get into the computer. Maybe not. Second screen, alright. What do we need? Air brakes. Feeding. Put it into lead. Cut it in. Save the changes. F8 to exit. Do any of those work? Nope. The fan speed at least works. What is that then? I presume that's for the fan as well, but that doesn't want to work for some reason. No. Oh, what a shame. Right, what have we got back here? We can have a little fiddle with. Window heaters, no. Refrigerator, no. Radio, no. Distributed power. I'm not sure if we should have that. I'm not entirely sure. Crosswalk lights are on. Number lights aren't on. They are now. And I think we should be set, ready to go. Just waiting for the brakes, I think, to... Oh, hang on, let me just check the back. Do we have banking? Yeah, we do. We've got 3 units at the back. Wow. So we better turn on the banking comp. That is if it works this time. Apparently we're down here 1.3%. We're not really moving as much, are we? Oh, say that, we're moving now. Maybe it's best we don't put the power on. So we have to go via the summit, which is all the way there, so it's very much twists and turns up to Johnstown. A horrendous bell and a horrendous horn to go with it. The only way that these North American locomotives can be saved is by mods on the PC. Other than that, yeah, the sounds are pretty crap. In particular, the North American freight side of things. Passenger side is it's okay. It's not too bad. I've seen worse for sure. Come on, go into initial reduction, please. Thank you. So these are loaded with coal, I presume. Just want to see if these trailing units actually work. I've got a funny feeling they don't. Let's put on the independent brakes. Yeah, they work good. I don't want to use the dynamic brakes just in case they start playing up again as they did on the previous run. So we've got 6 locomotives in total, 3 at the front, 3 at the back. And that's 60 coal hoppers. That is a lot. You can see the trailing units in the background. They're coming. T-Boy7 Real Fan, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Early in the car I took. Please don't report me to police. Well, why mention it then? You shouldn't have really done that. That's a little bit naughty, I have to be said. That's, I mean, I like what you do, but I think that's getting a bit too far. I can't tell if these training units aren't working either. I can tell. They aren't working. That isn't good. At least I don't think the training units are working, not on this one. The only problem is I don't know is because I haven't applied the power. Don't need to. Oh, we'll find out when... I think it's best I just use the bell rather than the horn. Going through a little town here. This part of the route is not as bad as I thought it was at first. Scenery is a bit better. I think the scenery in general on Horseshoe Curve, especially up close, at close quarters, you know, at Lineside track, you know, at the side of the tracks, it's not too bad. It really isn't. It could it be better? Absolutely, of course it could be better. I've just noticed the tail light is on the front. Why is that? I do not know. Can't take that away, can I? No, I don't think I can. Oh well, never mind. That's nice. A bit of street running briefly. Very, very briefly. I can turn it off. Let's have a look at the front. Let's see what's going on with this tail light. I don't think I can take it off. 29 EOTD air pressure. No, there's nothing I can do. It's stuck. Bugger. Never mind. Nothing I can do about it. What town is this called? Oh, I don't know, my friend. You're asking the wrong person, I'm afraid. I would imagine Rosebud, maybe? I don't have a clue. Yeah, that's why Southern Railfan is indeed the end of train device, even though this is the front of the train in the opposite direction. Oh well, never mind. I'll try and have a look and see what town it is. It's going to be a hard search, that's for sure. Let's see. Just going to type in Horseshoe Curve and see what happens. Let's have a look. Find a piece of trackage. Right, so Johnstown. Got to find a bit of track. South Fork, isn't it? It's a bit more tricky than I thought. Where does it go then? Unless it's no look, should be in use, shouldn't it? Yeah. Facing a bit of a gradient here. Let's get the power on. It's near South Fork, isn't it? Just can't seem to. No, it doesn't seem to be. I can't really find it on the maps. No point doing satellite because that's going to be very, very difficult. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Wherever it is, someone will have to find it, because I haven't got a clue. It's not on the maps, so I don't know. Well, I mean, on the maps there were loads of towns, I just don't know which town it is. I'm sure someone will know. Making him famous on the email. Are you, Liam? Banana Craft, I'll tell you a good train route to have on here. The Disney World monorail. From Workshop to Epcot. Or Epcot. Disney World. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I don't think Dovetail will get the license with Disney. Because knowing Disney's business practices, they'll want a astronomical fee for a licensing agreement. I like this little branch. That's a bit grim back there. Up close, you know, got some shrubs, grass, weeds, trees. It's okay. Ooh, this isn't no. Oh dear. The trees in the distance, I've got no problem with that. That's fine. This, whatever it is. Some sort of industry. Maybe another mine or something? I don't know. So turn off the throttle. Let's carry on. Have a little sneaky peek. Yeah, presumably a quarry or something. Very, very quiet quarry, that's for sure. Milepost 14. Oh, now suddenly we got a very, very steep gradient. 2.5% nearly. Wow. That was a bit sudden. Or Las Vegas monorail. Las Vegas. Las Vegas would be quite cool. Monorail, that'd be quite interesting. Early and they may want more. Oh dear. Poor Disney. What do you like, Liam, honestly? Oh yeah, I wonder if the rear units are operational. No, they're not. So all the trailing units in this route is broken. Oh, great. That's not what I wanted. Oh well, never mind. Liam, if anyone is new here, I'm a joker, and email stuff to complaining or recommending. Proud of stuff that. Yeah. Oh, we need to increase. Set the power to maximum. Oh, that's what I feared. We get wheel spin. Come on, train. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Ah. Oh, we're gonna come to a stop. Oh no, that's not good. Because of wheel spin. Oh no, no, no. Come on, train, keep going. I'll have to get the sander in use here. Where's the sander? Nope. Lead sand. I'll put some sand on. So if the sand is on, we should get some grip. I mean, I don't know if it'll make much of a difference because we're in the dry. But as long as we keep chugging along, that's fine. I really want to increase the power to maximum, but it will just result in lots of wheel spin. Look at us struggling up this grade. My goodness me. We're going to be here for hours. Oh my god. Oh well, never mind. Banana Craft, I hate it now. You put in front Frozen Disney brings up a film, not on Disney being on ice and conspiracy behind it. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Liam. That's exactly what Disney wants. I mean, I think Disney, you know, certainly with regards, you know, to their parks and, you know, children's themed cruises. I mean, their prices are just astronomical. It really, really is. I mean, I don't go to I've never been to Disneyland, Orlando, or in Paris, or any of their smaller theme parks in parts of the US, or the cruise ship company, but yeah, I don't think I'll be going to Disney World anytime soon, or Disneyland. We're slowly picking up speed. We're at 5 miles per hour. Oh dearie me. How much fuel have we got? 4,487, and presumably that's in US gallons and not litres. I don't know. I wish I could tell you what that would be in litres or gallons. Be US gallons, won't it? Surely. We'd think it would be. I don't know, Banana Craft. I can't remember. I don't know if that's correct. I don't think I encountered this issue in the past when Horseshoe Curve first came out. So I imagine it's a fairly recent bug. Well, the last time the route was patched, that maybe a little bug like this crept in. I mean, it is a possibility that with you know, any update to Train Sim World, new bugs do come along with it and affect certain routes and locomotives or types of operations. And I don't think I experienced this before on the Horseshoe Curve, especially when I did videos on it well over a year ago. So for once, I think the route was in decent condition when it came out, which is rare these days, unfortunately. But obviously over time, you know, bugs do creep in and affect bits and bobs of routes, old or new, unfortunately. I mean, even Niedertal Barn, you know, Midland Main Line, which I love, like so much. What else? Peak Forest, you know, they all had bugs to begin with. I mean, you know, it's no secret, you know, Dovetail or whoever, they want the DLCs out as fast as possible. It's all about making those deadlines and getting that cash rolling in, regardless what condition and state a route or locomotive or scenario service tutorial is in. We're doing really well, up to 10 miles an hour now, so we're slowly picking up the pace. Coming up to a crossing. Yeah, this bit doesn't look too bad. If you don't look too far ahead, the scenery up close is okay. It really is. It isn't too bad. There we go. I don't even have a Disney Plus, Slim. I think I tried it once and never bothered again. Same with Netflix. Not interested by it at all. The only like streaming platform I use to watch stuff is BBC iPlayer. That's about it. Because it's actually got some series I actually like watching, like Killing Eve, brilliant series that. Doctor Who, Top Gear, David Attenborough stuff. Match of the Day, etc, etc. Don't really watch Netflix. I was tempted to get Apple TV because I know when I got a new iPad, albeit my iPad's now nearly 4 years old, I was offered a whole year of Apple TV subscription for free. I don't think you could do that anymore. Don't think Apple is that generous now to offer that in these times, unfortunately. Got a bit of overgrown on the tracks here, look at that. All these weeds and stuff. Now that I like, look at that. You don't see that very often. This is excellent, this bit here. This is very good. Look at it, look at it. All that foliage there, I like that. Oh, we're picking, what's the gradient now? 1.9%. Try and increase the power to maximum, see if we can gain any more speed. We should be okay. Yeah, but the foliage and vegetation that, you know, right up close to the track is very good. I've got no question about that. Certainly the scenery front with Skyhook Games, you know, when it's scenery up close, you know, in the driver's eye view, they nail it. They absolutely nail it. Rivet Games, they're a little bit up and down. 1 minute they get it right, next minute they get it horribly wrong. But at least with Skyhook, they get the mountain scenery looking okay and not horrendous like Rosaline is. You know, the trees, the foliage over there, 2D trees, I'm okay with that. This is... I mean, I appreciate using 3D trees, or 2D trees, but I think I need a bit more over that side, just to cover up that bare looking texture, which is horrible. Yeah, I mean Disney Plus Banana Craft. I mean, I tried it once when I watched just. The only reason I got Disney Plus was because of Star Wars, and that was it. I know they're doing some series for Star Wars now, like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, and what else? The Clone Wars, and what was it? No, they're all pretty good. They look good anyway, but I can't justify paying a monthly price just to binge watch a show like that. I don't have enough time to binge watch these shows these days. I really don't. Most of my spare time I'm either, well, especially with the kittens now, mostly cleaning up after them, looking after them, and making YouTube content on this game, to be honest. And if I do get a chance to get a couple of weeks off or a weekend off, I'm normally off on the way to see my other family members, my granddad or my cousin or my uncle, my mum's sister. Yeah. The only time I really want to watch something is either on YouTube, like the dinner table. That's about it. Yeah, the old Top Gear is the best, yeah. Well, Apple TV, I don't know, there's a few programs I like the look of. There's one, like a few interesting documentaries, or like a TV or film adaptation of like a World War film. Like an Arctic Convoy one with Tom Hanks in it. Remember I saved the trailer on my phone. I watch it back now and again. I think they even did a behind the scenes footage of it, and it piqued my interest because of mainly because of the game of World of Warships I play with my cousin online. Right, we're not too far from the summit. My goodness, we're getting there, slowly but surely. We're getting there. Earlier, maybe Dovetail gives us saving up to do Disney route. You're having a laugh, aren't you? Oh dear. Earlier, old Top Gear was legendary, but they can't say what they said in them days anymore. Oh no, of course not. Earlier, the only new Tokyo episodes I watched was on there. I don't really watch the new Top Gears anymore. I mean, I think ever since the new Top Gear or the new crew of Top Gear came, on air, the only real thing I've been interested in is the car reviews, really, because they've returned to the more very early series of Top Gear where it was literally, reviewing or talking about cars and nothing to do with the comedic side of things or entertainment side of things. Another crossing. Would have been nice to have seen some traffic on the roads. How far do we have to go? We go all the way to Johnstown, yeah. So Johnstown is here. I haven't really explored all that. Is that a yard or a shed? It's a bit of both, isn't it? I haven't really explored this part of the route, because I'm normally just keen to get in the cab and get going every time I start a service at Johnstown. Summit is just under 5,000 feet, and the gradient's eased off as well, which is even better. No, I mean the chemistry was, between Clarkson, Hammond, and May Banana Craft was gold dust for the BBC, wasn't it? I mean, when Top Gear first began, they didn't have they didn't have James May, did they? They had someone else, and they ditched that person after one series and brought James May in, and what a call that was, whoever made that decision to bring him in. I mean, I prefer James May than Clarkson and Hammond. I think he's just a better presenter overall. I don't know why, I just like his qualities a lot more. He seems more honest to me. And more understanding to a degree. Clarkson's just like a kid at 8 years old, just causing chaos and carnage and having a laugh about it. Richard is a mixture of them both. The gradient's suddenly gone up again to 1.5%. There's a guy called Dave. Oh, is that really what he was called? Oh, right. Yeah, I remember him. Well, I don't remember him personally, but vaguely. He wasn't very useful, was he? To be honest, I think he was more focused on like car dealerships and that sort of thing. Where to buy your car and the best way to get a car at whatever kind of price you're looking at, cheap wise, of course. Right, sorry folks, I'm afraid I've got to call it a day. I've just been summoned downstairs, so I'm going to have to call it a day, ladies and gents. Apologies for that, but I think there's something going on downstairs I need to deal with. But never mind, we had a little brief look at the Southall branch, and from what I can tell, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. Definitely a challenge, gradient-wise. We did a complete run of the main line, at least, from Johnstown to Altoona with the 38-2. And I really, really enjoyed it. So, do I recommend getting Horseshoe Curve? Yes, I think you should. At a discount, 100%, not at full price. There are some issues with it. There's no question about that. Locomotives, sounds are not great. Trailing units on some of the services are broken. And yes, the long-distance scenery is pretty crappy. But I think scenery-wise, definitely at close quarters, I can't complain. It looks okay. It's definitely a pass for me. A tick of the box, so to speak. But yeah, there we go. That concludes the stream on the legendary Horseshoe Curve. And as for the curve itself, very well made. Which I suppose it has to be, as that's the main headline act of this route. But yeah, pick it up on the discount. That's all I could say. It is a solid US freight route, no doubt about that. But if you'd enjoyed it, then make sure, the stream that is, make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be this Sunday on the 27th of August 2023, and the theme for that one will be looking at some new German content, albeit we're going back in time. We'll be looking at Rheinstrecke Mainz to Koblenz, and then the stream after that on the Monday, the 28th, we'll be looking at the very popular Niedertalbahn. So hopefully you can join me for those two streams. So I'd just like to say once again, thank you very much for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.